Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. We're at Alice Tully Hall for the 25th anniversary screening of one of Disney's most beloved and successful animated films of all time, Beauty and the Beast. And we also caught up with the film's Academy Award-winning composer, Alan Menken, and some of his musical friends, Stephen Schwartz, Robert and Kristen Lopez, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, to chat about the legacy of Beauty and the Beast. This is very exciting. It's the 25th anniversary. You look stunning. How do you feel tonight?
Well, I'm very excited to be here. It's an unusual experience for me to be talking about a film I made 25 years ago. And I feel that time has passed, but nevertheless, I'm thrilled to be here and to represent it.
25th anniversary. How do you feel tonight?
Oh my gosh, it's so emotional, you know? I mean, it's just a different perspective, 25 years later, but it's a movie that I'm so proud of because it's going to be a classic and have a timeless message forever, long after I'm gone. And my character was a revolutionary character. I mean, she started the whole thing with women being independent and strong, and then Mulan, I love, who took it to another level. But I'd love to be the first one to do that and be a part of that. As I share, the character I say myself is Linda Wolverton, James Baxter, and Mark Henn. We all are Belle.
How do you feel tonight?
It's great. 25 years. It's, when you do a project like this, as you're doing it, you don't really have a sense. Even if it's a success, you don't really have a sense of where it stands in time. And with each passing year, you go, wow. And then, of course, in the case of this project, there's the animated, and there's the Broadway show. And now there's the live action film, and it's like these projects all of them keep coming back in new ways, and it's a blessing, it's a wonder. It's also sometimes I go, oh my God, how do I? What else do I have to add to these? But this was the mother lode. This was such a beautiful, romantic, total work, and it was of course Howard Ashman's last complete work.
I think that really what Howard and Alan did, which was to use Broadway musical theater craft in this new medium, makes absolute sense that then it can translate to stage very, very effortlessly. And of course, I'm sure it wasn't effortless for the people who did it, but you know what I mean. Very naturally translate to stage and then, back to live action.
Tell me what today is going to be, Alan, here.
Well, today I'm being joined by Stephen Schwartz and Bobby Lopez and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and we're going to be talking about the 25th anniversary of Beauty and the Beast, and they're going to talk about their relationship to Disney and what Beauty and the Beast has meant to them, and I guess whatever else comes up.
I saw it opening weekend at the Ziegfeld. My sister took me. I was 11 years old, and I think I work in musical theater because of The Little Mermaid. So I had been counting the days until they're next to the next Ashman, Menken musical. And I just remember being transported. It's, in retrospect, there's so many things that were introduced in Beauty and the Beast that carry over into, every other musical. I mean, what they really did brilliantly was I think Howard Ashman and Alan Menken realized that all of the stuff they'd learned in writing musicals and the Beyond My Workshop, they could take to the nth degree in the animated realm, because you can go anywhere. You can go under the sea. You can go to a haunted castle. You can make the silverware sing in a way that you can't with live actors on a stage. And so the only limit is your imagination. And I think musical theater and films are better for it.
How this influenced so many generations of writers, Beauty and the Beast. Tell me about that.
Well, suddenly there was a new medium to work in. Those of us who were working in musical theater and the very occasional live action original movie musical, which is still almost a vanished species, suddenly had a very exciting new medium, and because it was animation, you could do anything. So ways that you were limited in dealing with theater or even live action movies were suddenly available.
Menken and Ashman, their sound, their technique, their way of storytelling through music became a new gold standard, really, like sort of your definition of what a musical sounds and looks like. And from Little Shop Mermaid, through Beauty and the Beast. And I just remember when I was working with Matt and Trey on Book of Mormon, we thought we're going to make it traditional, Rodgers and Hammerstein. But all we ended up doing was quoting Alan Menken. It is what people think of as musicals. Now, it's really that.
Yeah. When you worked on Frozen, you had just had another baby, right?
It was Winnie the Pooh that we had just had a baby, but we did have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old when we started on Frozen. And we had certainly spent a lot of time with Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Pocahontas, Lion King. That was in our DNA at that point because our kids were watching it on every car ride and everywhere we went. And I think that is part of who we are as writers, is taking what Alan and Howard and Stephen Schwartz have done in those iconic works from the 80s, and then doing our own spin on it and putting our own references into that, but certainly using the Platonic ideal of the I Want song, which is, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? And the charm song, the ultimate charm song is be our guest, but test. I mean, there's no better charm song in all movies.
Until you shout, laugh like that, never sing you off to sleep as you digest. Tonight you'll prop your feet up, but for now let's eat up. Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest, please be our.
Being here today with all your fellow cast members, what that's meant to you, reminiscing again here and being together today.
Well, we love each other, for real. I mean, we went through a lot, and on any film, you always hope you're making the best film you possibly can make, and I think we kind of hit a perfect storm somewhere, and we have remarkable artists involved, and I think we got extremely lucky because it's a beautiful film.
You live in this very exclusive world of Disney villains. What's it like taking on that role of Gaston and being a part of his legacy?
Well, it's thrilling. Like you say, I mean, there are some awfully wonderful villains among that in that club. And as I was saying before, I think that he's a little bit unique in how well loved he is in the town. Everybody loves Gaston, and Gaston most of all. So he's a great joy to play.
Favorite memory of working on the film was what for you?
I think the first time that I met Howard Ashman and just stood in the glow of that creative force. He was just wonderful, and he as he wrote, he directed and he encouraged. He was a cheerleader. He was a taskmaster. He was just wonderful to get to know and to work with. And my God, we still miss him. We miss him terribly to this day.
This is so magical for me, just being here, standing with you 25 years later. I was here for the work print screening.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. It is magical. It's kind of unbelievable because at that night we were covered with flop sweat thinking, oh my God, this is the worst idea in the world, showing an unfinished version of a movie that hasn't been released yet. But you know what? It turned out okay. And to be here and see the audience reaction and the staying power of this movie, that people want to see it again and want to own it and have it, it's who'd have thought?
Okay, working with Alan Menken and the late Howard Ashman, what that meant to you?
Well, for us as filmmakers, it made our job easy. You have Howard, who's really was the master storyteller, I think, of the 20th century, along with the Rodgers and Hammersteins of that era. And I think people were just starting to know him as that. And to be able to be in the room and say, hey, we have this idea for a song for Gaston, and let's play it for you. Those are the moments that I feel like the luckiest producer in the world, because they made our job easy. And yes, we had to craft a movie with our songs, but to have somebody like them, and they're such masterful storytellers and know how to tell plot and keep it alive in their stories, which sounds simple and it's not, and they do it so well. So that was the highlight of my working on this movie, was being able to kind of be at Howard's feet and understand all the things he did. He taught us. He really taught us.
Started out as an animated film, then it became this big splashy Broadway musical with you two.
Then it became our marriage, just like that.
20 years ago, we met the first national tour of Beauty and the Beast. At that time, she was playing a napkin and several other things, and I was playing a candlestick. And then later on, she played a feather duster who was in love with the candlestick. and then we've been together ever since.
So a lot has happened because of this,
Ran
right?
away with the spoon in real life.
25th anniversary, Beauty and the Beast. How does it feel to be here?
It feels so great. I remember when I first saw it, and we didn't even know what these movies were going to be at that time. And when I saw Beauty and the Beast, I was like, oh, we're part of something really special here. It was so wonderful. And to be here 25 years later celebrating it.
To be your own Disney princess a few years later.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the next year Aladdin came out, so that was, this is our era. Paige and I were just talking down there, and we were like, oh my gosh, what we've lived and experienced with this has been really wonderful.
This film was very special to me, and I saw it 25 years ago in the movie theaters with my sister before this little gal was even she was an angel somewhere, but she wasn't here yet. And we were so moved by it, thinking about our own childhood and thinking about what our children in the future might get the chance to experience.
How excited are you to be a part of the Disney family?
I'm really excited. It's amazing.
Right, working on the Jungle Book, tell me how cool that was and tell me your favorite memory.
It was extremely cool. And my favorite memory was probably just the rap day was really cool because everybody was just partying and having a lot of fun.
Okay, and being here tonight, if you could meet one star from Beauty and the Beast who's here tonight, who would you like to meet?
Well, I actually haven't seen it ever, so I don't know who I should meet, but I'm really excited to watch it.
You've never seen Beauty and the Beast?
I've not, no.
So tonight's going to be really cool for you because we were here 25 years ago when this was a work print only.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Living in the world of Disney, what's it like?
Yes, it's the dream. We really try to channel our inner Belle today, so we're really excited to be here.
Do you remember the first time you saw this movie?
Yes. I mean, not specifically, but I was very young. I grew up with this movie. I think Belle was my favorite princess, so I knew all the songs. I saw the touring production when it came through Minneapolis when I was a little girl. I had the CD immediately. It's a special one for me, for sure.
First time for you?
I was actually born the year this film came out in 91, so I'm 25 with 25, so it's always been something I've grown up with, and every anniversary has been so special. And it is a tale as old as time.
And this beautiful score by Alan Menken and the late Howard Ashman, what it was like singing those songs.
Well, you can imagine what it was. I mean, it was really incredible. They're all lovely. Every single aria in this movie is unforgettable. And I hope will be sung by youngsters as they grow up and they'll sing them to their children.